Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nurul Fatimah Kifli. So this is our group members list. We have 4 members in the group. So for my part, I will explain about the business process of this project. But before that, I will let you know about the dataset that we have used in finishing this project. We use Polish measures. Um, We downloaded this dataset from data.world page, but from the data.world, will link us to another web page. So from the page, so this is the page. Okay, so from this page, we are able to download few tables, but we have chosen only 4 tables, which will be one fact table and 2 dimension tables. Okay, so this is some details information about the data that we have downloaded. Okay, next, this is our relationship after define the fact table and dimension tables. We have fact tables all ages. We have dimension table grad students, dimension table major list, and also dimension table recent grads. So in dimension table majors list, we have major code, major and major category. Basically, this table contains the majors and major categories. And in dimension table recent grads, we have rank, major code, sample size, the gender, which is different from the dimension tables, and it has a full-time or part-time type of working time, and unemployed or employed. Okay, for this level 2, we will know the level cost information based on the gender. In dimension grad students, we will know about the graduated students who is unemployed or employed. We also can look how many people just got graduated from any colleges or universities. So that's all from my part.
Assalamualaikum, it's Yasmin. My part is dimension and fact table. So for dimension is is a perspective look for a fact. It can be perspective as like a geographical client, date, anything can be. So we decided dimension on the basis of our project of view. It's related the college major. It is a job of data modeler to say that what will be dimensions include based on dimension and reporting requirements. So here is our table. Here is our table for graduate student and for the major list, and the table for recent graduate student. And for the dimensions table, we will be having column and dividing same information, like here the major category, grad total, grad simple, and so on. Values of dimension table are obtained by all possible values for the columns in interstellar database. For example, all the tables have need to join for each other. For fact tables, it stores all the business logic. We know that here we have all the business logic. Here we have foreign key and the primary key. The table should not exceed extra ID in the column. Here is the fact tables for all ages, like two major key, two primary key, like major code and the major category. And for our data, here is our data. Here is our data for all ages that we collected from data world dataset. this is for all ages. Here the major code, major category, total employed, and so on. And for grad student, here we have the data. This data is from 2010 to 2012 for American University, and the major list is here, like agricultural resources, arts, biological and life science. And for recent grads, we have this data. So my another colleague will explain the ETL rules.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Okay, my name is Suhaila and I will explain about ETL plan. So before that, we use for the ETL plan, we take our data from the multiple source. That is from we take the data from data.world in CSV file. After that, we can do the ETL process. For the transformation part, for the execution parts, for our case, we just use the data that pass through, because the data that we use does not require any transformation at all. So for the execution part, we don't need to do the execution part, and we just go for transformation part. For the transformation part, we convert the data types in the dimension table to make it synchronized. And this one is our and then we also assign the table all age, grade, student, major list, and recent grade table as a surrogate key in the dimension table. And this one is our table. We define it as a surrogate key. All table must be surrogate key. Then we do the validation relationship. For table, recent grade, and all age, we use many to one relationship. But for the table grade, student, and major list, we use one relationship. So the relationship is different between the table. After that, for the loading part, the load phase load the data into the end target, which may be simple delimited flat file or a data warehouse. This one is our data. This one is the data that we use. Okay, this one is the data that we get. This one is our flat data that we use. And come back to this one. Okay, for the data, we use for the surrogate key. Every primary key in the dimension table will be selected as surrogate key. As I mentioned before, that all age, grade, student, major list, and recent table, we use it as a surrogate key. For this one, recent grade, all age, grade, student, and major list, we assign it as a surrogate key. All the primary must be assigned as a surrogate key. And for the fact table, we are going to populate the data according to intended grade. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass to my friends to continue.
Assalamualaikum. I will explain source target mapping. The data will collect from to 2010 to 12, and this is our source. These are our source. We have 4 sources. From the first source, we have the tables are all age, grade students, major list, recent grades. This is our data warehouse. Fact table. We have one fact table and 3-dimensional table. So our target mapping is from the fact table. We have 3-dimensional table, which are recent grade. Under recent grade, we have rank, major code, major category, total, and gender, and also D2 dimension table 2, major list. Under major list, we have major code, major category, dimension 3. We have 3 major code, major category, and grade total. Our target mapping is this, and we will implement based on this. And this is the these are the tables inside the groups. These are the target tables. See, 1 and 2. These are the dimension, and this is the. This is all from me. Thank you for